Yo, how's it going, folks? It's me again, your boy Tava, and this is another session of SVG for the web. And this time I'm going to show you how you can create hover states using CSS on SVG elements, and how you can create animations using CSS on SVG elements. So I'm just going to jump right into it, and I will show you what I've prepared for you guys. Okay, starting from here, we've got 3 rects and 3 circles. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna basically create fills on these different rects, and then we will add a transition, and then we will add different hover states. Now, as you would with any other HTML element, this is how you would reference the SVG element using the ID or the class, but in this case we're using the ID. So what we did now is we filled the different rects with different colors, and then afterwards we created a hover state. Now if you know CSS, then there isn't actually much difference in how you would create a hover state with an HTML element or an SVG element. So this is how you go about it. Okay. So now if we have a look, these are our different elements, and you see as we hover, then this is what we get a transition. Okay, so this is what I did here. I basically just made these transition to a different color. So rect 1 turns to cyan, and then rect 2 turns to magenta, and rect 3 to yellow. So these are the different transition states that I've created, and this is how you would go about it. So as you can see, there we go. So during hover state, then we have a transition from one color to another. Okay, so this is how you would create a hover state with the transition on it. And so the next one with the circles, with these circles over here, we will add animations to these circles. Now I will show you how we will use animations, because between CSS and SVGs, there isn't a way of referencing the animation from an SVG element to a CSS. Basically, there is no way of selecting the animation and tweaking it in any kind of way. So there is no connection there. So you can either animate using SVG tags or you can use CSS, but you cannot tweak SVG elements using, or SVG animation attributes using CSS. So the option that you have is to use CSS animations in order to manipulate SVG elements or to give them animation qualities. Okay, so this is what we did. We took these circles, these 3 circles, and we assigned animations to them. Okay, so this is how we went about it. And they also have a transition, so they will transition from one state to the other to the animation. It will take a second for the transition to go to the animation. So as you can see here, I created an animation called my anim1 for one of the circles. It plays for 5 seconds and it plays infinitely. And for the second circle, similar, it's my anim2, 5 seconds, infinite, and basically the values are the same. And so here is the actual animation, how you would go about it. If you're familiar with CSS, then this is quite straightforward. You can also do this with SVG elements. And if we go back, and this when you take a look at how that works, then this is how the animation plays out. Go to one of the circles, and this is our animation right here. So yes, this is a very short lesson. I just wanted to show you how you can do this using CSS. So in the next lesson, then we're going to start creating SVGs using JavaScript. So for me, this is where things start to get exciting. So from now on, we're just going to be focusing on JavaScript, how we can manipulate SVG elements, and how we can also combine that with CSS. So it's going to be a mixture of these 3 languages: CSS, SVG, and JavaScript. So from now on, yes, it's gonna get really interesting, and this is the part that I personally have been looking forward to. So I hope that you've enjoyed what we've learned so far, and that you're now very familiar with and comfortable with using SVGs and assigning different animations and fillings, and using your use tags, how to use the devs tag, how to create filters, how to combine them. So I hope that you're comfortable with all these concepts. So now we're going to see how we can make them interactive using JavaScript. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to end this one. And yes, all I can say is love and peace, my brothers and sisters. Till the next one, I'm out. If you thought this video was good and helpful, please press that like button. For any questions or input, just remember to leave a comment. And if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to my channel and I'll keep more stuff coming your way.